nor to construct a systematic account of God as efficient and final cause of all. The rhetorical force of predestination within the Summa rests in its rigor and its structural connection to topics dispersed throughout the work's various parts. The tensions edifying for Augustine become in Thomas carefully managed internal stresses that precisely through the diverse vectors of affirmation strengthen the whole. The way that I always explain this is I do furniture makings. This is what makes sense to me. Have you ever seen Windsor chairs that are what are called staked furniture? Really good Windsor chair makers, they can't get the angles absolutely perfect, but they can get them really, really close, maybe half a degree off. And with that, they can assemble the chair together so it goes together tightly. If you're a really poor chair maker, your angles are off by a couple degrees, and it either won't go together or only with a bigger mallet, or you break it apart. With modern CNC machining, they can make Windsor chairs where all the angles are just perfect. All the angles are exact, and those chairs slip together perfectly, but they fall apart right away because they don't have the internal tensions that help them manage the stresses placed on a chair. So when you think about scholastic theology and like Thomas's, he's not creating a perfect system that lines up like the CNC version of a chair, but he is a master craftsman who is making those tolerances so tight that it does come together, but it comes together such that it can manage all the external stresses you would place on the system. Calvin relieves the tensions within predestination through specifying the audience as the elect and through advocating consistent application of God's eternal decree among the elect and reprobate. Predestination conveys humility as well as comfort. Humility in that God eternally decreed that the elect would receive grace and thereby achieve salvation apart from any merit or effort on their own. Comfort in the elect were, without regard to merit and mysteriously, created for the reception of grace and were not amongst those eternally determined to be created for condemnation. The rhetorical force of predestination leans equally on humility and comfort for Calvin in a novel fashion.